Good morning, everybody. Welcome to StockTraders.net Stock Talk. This is Ricky. Me and Goose usually do this. Goose is off today, so it's going to be me solo. I just want to fill you in real quick. StockTraders.net, we're a leading online trading community. We got free trading rooms. We have a premium room where we do live screen share every morning throughout the open. We have proprietary scanners. We have things like Tron on the horizon, all kinds of great stuff. Please join us. If you have any questions, DM any of the moderators. We're always happy to answer questions. We're always trying to grow the community and just add value and give back. So that being said, let's just get through the disclaimer. Everybody knows everything that we mentioned this morning is not a solicitation to trade. It's just simply being discussed for informational purposes. So make sure you're familiar with our disclaimer, guys. It's down in the description. And as always, you know, we're not trying to inundate you with a million ideas. We're only trying to give you a few quality ideas, always quality over quantity, and keep it focused, give you a very good brief outlook of what we're checking out today. So I'm going to move straight into my watch list, guys. First thing I'm looking at is MYO, and they're gapping up this morning. They have 12.4 million in the OS. They have about a 10.5 million float. $14 million in cash as of 3/31, so pretty recently, and they burned about $755,000 a month in the last 3 months, which is up from their previous, like all of 2017, they burned about $500,000 a month. Most of their cash reserves are from all the financings they did throughout all of 2017. So in my opinion, the damage has been done, and the overhead supply is the main reason for this to have trouble running. It should still have close to about 3 million warrants at 295. So I think that may be what comes online today and hits the tape. Be watching it for pushes into 5 or higher. Let's pull up the daily chart for you guys. And you can see there's been this level here just above 5, almost at 6. You got the 200-day at 463. So you have some levels to go against. Remember, guys, don't just get in front of a moving train. Make sure you wait for, or at least, you know, I will be. I'm going to be waiting for a lower high and something to put risk against. You know, you'll catch me on the backside of this if it sets up today. The next thing on my list today, guys, is, what was it? Mark, M-A-R-K. And I just think this one's an interesting one to watch. They had earnings, and I know, like, I've covered them before, and I'm very bearish on them overall just because of the underlying fundamentals. They are a turd in my eyes. There's a lot of red flags, but let's just look at this from a technical perspective and not get caught up in our bias, guys. We've come down to this level here, and we've basically double, triple, quadruple, whatever, how many bottoms you want to call this, but we've definitely been holding this level. And you got your 200-day with the 20-day. We're just below the 50-day, and we've just been kind of coiling here. And I would really think that any pop we get over this 682 level here, and then possibly over this 718-ish, is going to send us. And if we make this the weekly chart, can also see still strong, still holding the 50 moving average on the weekly, and I think we actually have room up to this 20 period moving average at 824 if we were to get over that 716. So that could be a quick buck. I don't know if it'll come today or not, but it's definitely worth keeping on your watch, guys. I'll have it on my, at least on one of my side charts. The next thing I am watching is TTD, and look at the move this thing. We covered this on Friday. The crazy move. It wasted no time and just took off. Strong day, strong close, right up into that 75, which is usually a very key psych level. And what I'm watching for today is, I mean, we had a huge range day on huge volume. I'm not bearish on it yet. I want to see if it can extend more. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing get legs and have a second day continuation play. If it was to open a little weak and maybe hold 75 and show some strength, I may take a long on it. But what I'm really looking for is a push into a point where I really think it is overextended and profit takers will step in, and then I'm going to be looking to fade it. But I would like to see it get either extended from 75, or if it already is extended and it wants to just be weak and use 75 as a lid, I may look to fade it from there. But I think it's a lot riskier to fade it when it's under previous day's highs. If it reclaims and wants to get strong, you may get ran over. So be cautious on that one, but it's definitely going to be in play for me today. The next thing I'm looking at, guys, is DGLY, and this is a turd that whenever I see it popping, I definitely get excited because I think there's a play in it. I don't like that it's a 5-cent ticker, never have, but it usually still behaves pretty okay. It looks like they're firing up the PR machine. And they do have to submit, I think it's by June 1st, they need to submit their plan on how they're going to increase their stockholder equity. There's a minimum requirement of $2.5 million by the exchange. Whoops. And they are way under it. So the only way I see them actually getting out of the little hole they've put themselves in is maybe converting their debentures, which is a liability. They'll get some cash for that, as well as it'll increase their stockholder equity while lowering their liabilities. It may get them out of the hole. I don't know. They're going to have to talk with NASDAQ about that. But if they do make a big push, I believe it may be to help get those convertibles converted at prices where those people that are holding them are willing to convert them. So it's not really in play yet. I see it gapping a little, but the volume's not there to make this substantial. I'm just putting it on the watch in case, so you guys just already know what I'm looking at. Any big push, I would love to see 5 or higher. It will become in play. The last thing I'm looking at today, guys, is ABCD, and they missed on earnings. The guidance wasn't the greatest, but they started considering strategic alternatives. That's never a good thing for a company. You can see they had a huge run and a huge crack already, but they were coming down and holding that 10 level. And now that they're giving up that 10 level, I feel like the chart's pretty broke. We're below the 50 period or the 50 day. I think the 20 days curling down is probably going to cross over. Excuse me. But you can see that 950 level is what I'm watching. And we already tested it once. The volume hasn't come in yet. They had a conference call this morning to discuss the earnings, and I missed the call, but we're just going to play the price action on it. If it loses 950, I'm going to use 950 as the level to risk against and see if we get a nice fade. It may even go all the way down to the 200-day. That would be the final target. I would take profits the whole way down, though, guys. If we use 950 as our risk, I would probably lock some in at 9, 850, 8. We're just going to ride this thing down and see how much it gives, but I do think this is a short. That's it for me today, guys. Please come over to StockTraders.net if you haven't yet. We are always willing to reach out and give guidance, give advice, try to help you guys with your plans. Because remember, if you don't have a plan, you don't have a trade. We're always trying to make sure that you guys are seeing things clearly. We'll give you our perspective. And this is not a sales pitch. We're just trying to grow the community and give back. So that being said, guys, go out there, protect your capital, stay safe, and let's crush it. Peace.